The canoe trip is a metaphor for life. If we can work through the challenges of a canoe trip and make it to our destination, then much like life, we can work through the challenges and make it to our destination. The Oali Experience out of is a canoe-based, wilderness-based expedition experience where we are retracing the traditional route of travel of our people along the French River and following the Georgian Bay coastline up into the North Channel. Then we do a crossing to Wikwemikong and paddle into the Wiki Bay, where we're greeted by a gathering of our family and community and a celebration of the completion of our trip.
My name is Julian Wemigons. I am from Wikwemikong First Nation. I am in grade 8. This is my third canoe trip, and the reason I like going on canoe trips is because I get to learn about leadership. Well, it's just really cool that you get to go with the ancestors and you just go with the route they did.
My name is Cece and I am living in Wiki, and I'm 11 years old and I'm going into grade 6. I was kind of nervous at first because I was thinking, oh no, I'm gonna tip or I'm gonna mess up when we're gonna go in the waterfall.
My name is Mary Penguish. I am 15 years old and I'll be going into grade 10. I had already learned how to canoe and paddle and kayak and everything, but I never canoed for more than, half an hour straight. I wanted to experience Canada's beauty again, to see how beautiful our land is and how beautiful we should keep it. It's been exciting, it's been fun, and I'm so happy I came.
So the Oali program, we're in our 9th year. Next year will be 10 years, including the very first pilot year. The Oali program was a project that would examine whether or not these kind of wilderness experiences and canoe-based expeditions would create resiliency in the youth. Would we be able to facilitate growth in the youth so that they would be able to learn to meet challenges in their life? Would it be a benefit to their mental health? Would it help them to overcome adversity? The experience itself, it doesn't look that different from canoe-based trips that you might see running by other programs. But I think the core of our program is that we're not looking at nature as something to be challenged and overcome and defeated, and then that's where our self-esteem comes from. At the core of our program is stuff like prayer and respect. And I think that is a fundamentally different perspective of our movement through nature than other programs. I think one of the experiences that participants benefit from is from day one, everybody is expected to engage in the activities that make the group function and keep the group alive. So that means everybody is going to have opportunities to cook. Everybody is having opportunities to clean. Everybody has to ensure that we have clean drinking water, that we're, protecting our equipment, the canoes and the tents. So we don't have cooks. It's the kids that are doing this themselves. So it creates this wonderful opportunity to experience all kinds of different meals. Some of them are wonderful and some of them are barely edible. But it's, it's still a lot of fun. I've seen kids that have gone from having a very sort of poor vision of themselves and a very poor mental health state to flourishing and going on to become role models in the community, have gone on to achieve the dreams that they talked about.
We talked about how things are going and everything and what you like to do when you're older, what's your dreams. My life goals are to become a pediatrician and finish school and go to Bora Bora and travel the world.
My dream is to become a NHL goaltender.
My long-term dream is to become a medical officer in the Canadian military, the Canadian Forces. So I think that if I can be here on the canoe trip and I, can push myself through it and still keep going and persevere through it, that I can probably push myself through to be in the military.
Life is like a canoe trip
because it's beautiful all around you. When we're on the water, that's what Nimki asked me when we were paddling. So that's what I said.
Life is like a canoe trip because it's hard to do alone. I've heard some people say that life is like a canoe trip because it's hard and you just want to go home. It's only hard if you look at the bad part of it and you don't, think about the positives. Yeah, it's going to be hard sometimes, but you got to look past that. You got to think about where you're getting and how far you've already traveled and how, you've already pushed through so much and how you can keep going.
If we were to ask the kids to be able to cover the costs of running this program, I don't believe that we would have the diversity of the youth that we currently have. Many of the youth that don't live in poverty couldn't afford to pay for a program like this. Something like this in other areas, costs in the thousands of dollars per participant.
This trip wouldn't have been possible without sponsors and people helping us to provide for this trip. It's taught me a lot about who I am and who I can become. And I'd like to say thank you to all the sponsors for helping, bring us together and to help us learn together, to help us learn about who we are as Anishinaabe people. That's a big thank you. We couldn't have done it without you.